Dating back to 17th century Iceland, the
Jólakatturinn.
which translates directly to Christmas cat or Yule cat, is a massive feline, larger than a house, who lives out in the forest, but every Christmas comes into society to visit the children in their homes. If you have been working hard, done your chores, done a good job at your job, keep in mind this is children, you will get clothes. If you did not do a good job, if you were deemed lazy, then you would actually get no clothes and he would eat you. Parents would use this monstrous cat to scare their children into working hard
Get to
under the
work.
threat of being sacrificed to the Christmas cat.
Jólakatturinn.
I think this is one monster that could have been controlled with a big giant shoebox. Frau Perchta is a German-Austrian evil Christmas witch who resembles a old lady with a big iron-beaked nose, dressed in rags, carrying a cane and a hidden massive knife. Now, she travels during the 12 days of Christmas, December 25th to January 6th, to all the houses, and if you have not been good, well, she will take the knife, she will cut you open, she will pull out all your innards, and she will replace them with garbage. So basically that scene in Braveheart, only with garbage going in for some reason. She also offers gifts if you have been good, but I would rather she just not show up at all, honestly.
Oh, judgment is nigh, for der Bellschnickel ist I.
Yes.
Belschnickel is a male character from southwest Germany who traveled to Pennsylvania for some reason in the 1800s and is depicted as an old man with all this fur, all this raggedy fur all over him, fur clothing, who arrives prior to Santa. He's actually a companion of Santa Claus, and he arrives with candy and a whip. And what he does is, if you have been good, he will give you candy, and if you have not been so good, well, the switch is a warning to you to maybe turn things around between now and when Santa arrives. So far, he's been the nicest one. Hans Trapp is another anti-Santa character with a very interesting origin story. He's from various parts of France, and legend has it, at one time he was a real man who was a rich, evil, greedy man who worshipped Satan, and because of this, he was excommunicated by the Catholic Church and exiled out into the forest. In the forest, he dressed like a scarecrow, complete with straw coming out of his shirt, and he would grab children and eat them. Well, one time, according to legend, he grabbed a child right about to eat him, and lightning struck, killing him. As punishment from God, he was damned to walk the earth looking like a scarecrow, visiting children right before Christmas to scare them into good behavior. Not quite the scarecrow from Wizard of Oz. Very different take. From the far north of France, as well as the east, south of Belgium, and French-speaking Switzerland, Père Fouettard, which directly translates to Father Whipper, is an evil butcher who craved children to eat. What's with all this eating children? He and his wife lured 3 boys into his butcher shop where he killed, cut them up, and salted their meat, ready to eat them until St. Nicholas showed up. St. Nicholas, or Santa Claus, apparently had the power to resurrect these boys and took Père Fouettard as his companion.
Let's be friends.
He is the one who, when children misbehave, he's the one who gives them coal or beatings. It depends how bad they were, I guess. I gotta wonder, why is Santa staying friends with this guy? The Yule Lads A group of 13 Icelandic trolls
Hello,
who each
hello,
have
hello.
their own name
Hello,
and
hello.
distinct personality. In the ancient times, they would show up at the homes of different children, and if the children had been behaving, they would leave little gifts inside their shoes. However, if the children were not behaving, they would pull little pranks, like harassing their sheep, stealing milk from the cows, and licking all their spoons. Grilla is an ancient Icelandic ogress who kidnaps, cooks, and eats children who don't obey their parents. In the 1700s, she became associated with Christmas time as a counter to Santa Claus, in that if you didn't listen, she would show up at your house and cook and eat you. And if you did listen, you got presents from Santa. No in between there. In the 1700s, she also got assigned the role of mother of the Yule lads and the Yule cat, the Christmas cat. The first character we talked about became her cat, and they all live with her, as well as there was in total 72 children, some way more sinister than the Yule lads, many who committed murder if you didn't listen. So that is quite a crowded house, but I do kind of like the way the Icelandic people are putting some of their characters, some of their monsters, some of their traditions together. They have so many, they got to make a big family. Krampus, I think you've heard of this guy, is the anti Santa, complete opposite of Santa, or St. Nicholas. He is a big, wild alpine beast character, massive with horns. He's depicted a number of different ways. Cloven feet, basically like a devil character. And on December 5th, what would happen is St. Nicholas and Krampus, who apparently were a team, would go out, and if you were good, St. Nicholas would show up at your house and he would deliver oranges and chocolate and all kinds of great gifts. And if you weren't so good, Krampus would show up and he would deliver beatings. This is an actual belief all over Europe. He goes back further than anybody knows, but his tradition, as far as being connected to Santa Claus, is closer to the 1700s. And yeah, it's quite interesting that it's another character where there's just one or the other. It's either you get presents or something horrible happens to you. So if you're in Europe at Christmas time, beware. So that's 8 Christmas monsters you might or might not have heard of. And this Christmas, if you got a lump of coal or don't get what you want, just be glad you're not getting a giant cat coming after or getting dismembered and filled with garbage or beaten. A little bit of coal, suddenly doesn't sound so bad. Merry Christmas to all a good night. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps us out. And we'll see you next time.